Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And welcome back. We're back from spring break.
That's right.
So we're happy to be back. You might think being back from spring break that means it's a little nicer outside, but not really. Not really. It was pretty nice during break, as I'm sure you'll all remember. But
yes. Now it's all cold and windy.
Yeah,
and
and
terrible.
kind of sucks a little bit. But hope that you're having a good time out there. Hope you had a nice restful spring break.
I should.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
You were in Florida.
Honestly, yeah. I say restful. It was restful for all the middle parts, but then the driving was not as restful.
But you went to Buc-ee's for the first
I
time.
did go to Buc-ee's, and I would highly recommend.
See, I told you.
Yeah, you was right, and I was telling someone in the car when I was like, I finally am so happy to be a part of the club of people who can suggest it.
Yeah,
because there's people who've had Buc-ee's and there's people who haven't, and
it's as simple as that.
It really is, and so now it's like if someone has had Buc-ee's, I'm like, oh, you have to try it. Like,
Yeah,
now I'm one of those guys.
You can be very pretentious about it. Like,
now I can be like a huge,
you can scoff at people.
I got a shirt too.
Yeah,
Like, I'm that guy.
Oh yeah, I got a hoodie when I went there too. Yeah,
but I'm lucky I got the shirt when I did because when we went down there once, I got the shirt, and then when we came back, the shirt was gone. And so I feel very
that
grateful.
Buc-ee's merch is in high demand.
I guess so. Like,
it's in very high demand. Yeah,
but I would recommend the brisket, not the pulled pork as much. The sandwich.
I've never actually tried the pulled pork.
It just was like it tasted good, but it was missing something. It was missing something. I can't pin it down exactly.
But their brisket is really crazy. And if you're watching this and you've never been to Buc-ee's, and again, it sounds pretentious, but there's just no way you could ever understand because you would never expect such an amazing brisket sandwich to come from like what is essentially a gas station.
Yeah, and on top of that, look, we're saying gas station. It's huge.
It's
and you're gonna hear, oh, it's a big gas. It is ginormous. There's no like.
It's almost like comparable to like a Walmart. You would say,
honestly,
right?
yeah, it is more comparable to a Walmart than it is like a Shell or a Wawa.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. So if you ever have the chance, it is unfortunate because I think the closest one is in like South Carolina.
Yeah, it is not.
Or maybe there's one in like Virginia now. I don't know.
I think there might be. I don't know. It's not close to here.
It's not close.
Or PA.
If you ever find yourself driving down I-95 though, if you're going to Florida or something like that, gotta stop.
In Florence. It's in
Florence, South Carolina.
I can't believe
Yeah.
we've been to the same Buc-ee's.
It's crazy, right? Like those are our stomping grounds. You walked my path.
You walked so I could run.
I don't take too much credit for things, but I kind of did.
Yeah.
So I'll take credit for this.
Thank you.
I will. But I'm glad that you had a nice, relaxing
yes.
vacation down in Florida.
Thank you. Yeah.
You had a $17 hot dog?
I didn't. Okay, so that is true. We were at some place. It was like some country club where like I was there with my friends like grandparents and this, and they took us to this country club, and the food was like technically free for us, but we looked at the menu and there was like $26 chicken tenders, it was like $25 cheeseburger, and a $17 hot dog. And so when I saw this, I was like, it was kosher hot dog, so I didn't know how esteemed that was. But one of my friends got it, and it was just a plain regular hot dog. There was like the packets of ketchup, so like that's what we were working with here. It was like a bigger sausage, I will say, which I mean, I would say $17 worth.
No,
but it was good for a hot dog. It was good, maybe $6 good.
I will say I asked you that question to segue into what I got up to over break, which
Sorry.
I did have what I think is the best hot dog I've ever had in my life over spring break. I went down with my dad and my girlfriend Olivia to Washington D.C. to check out some grad schools, and there's a place called Ben's Chili Bowl in Washington D.C. where you basically just get a chili cheese dog. Actually, no, sorry, there's no cheese on it. It's it's their special like house chili with mustard and raw onion. It's on a nice steamed bun, and the sausage is like half pork, half beef.
Yeah, it's called a half smoke. Right?
It's called a half smoke. Yeah, that's what they call it. And when I tell you, I ate 2 of those in like under 5 minutes. I'm hungry right now. I shouldn't really be talking about it, but it's amazing. But that's basically what I did over break. I went to Washington D.C. Well, that's the lasting memory of it all.
Honestly, yeah, that's a good point.
But Washington D.C. is a cool city. I'm excited at the idea of going to grad school there. But I will say, do not drive in downtown Washington D.C. They love their roundabouts there.
Oh, yeesh.
And I don't like roundabouts.
Yeah, I'm saying, I don't think anyone really seeks out a roundabout.
I just don't. I don't understand. There are cities all over the world that have found their way against all odds without the use of roundabouts in like every single intersection. Which is what Washington, D.C. likes to do. Every single intersection, I swear, almost, is a roundabout, and it is genuinely infuriating.
I can't imagine I guess because it doesn't really stop the flow of traffic as much.
I guess so. And look, if I were to get used to it, I probably would develop some level of appreciation for it, but I was confused every time I went into one, and I would just get angry. I would get really angry. I would.
No, because it is a hassle. There's nothing easy about it.
No, it makes you think more than I think you should have to think when you're driving a vehicle, something that is already dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I digress.
No, I don't get it exactly, and it makes me excited for when I go if I get to visit you in DC if you go there and try it. What is it? Joe's
Ben's Chili Bowl. Ben's Chili Bowl.
Ben's Chili Bowl.
I'm telling you that, if I end up down there, you have to come down very, very soon afterwards, and you are going to love it. You are going to love it because for everybody watching, you may or may not know that Sam here is arguably the biggest hot dog / wiener / sausage appreciator.
That's such a
that in the area.
Honestly, that's such a thank you. That's such a nice thing to say.
That's how I see you. I really do. I think that highly of you.
I like to think it's like friend, and then it's loyal.
Yeah. More than my friend, I view you as a loyal hot dog enthusiast.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say.
But you were gonna love it.
Yeah, honestly, but my like hot dog knowledge or I guess experience is not very well versed. As much as I do eat hot dogs. I eat 8 hot dogs every 2 weeks, every 14 days, typically.
We're gonna get that up.
But I really only eat it with ketchup. And so I haven't really had a hot dog with many other things. So that's why I'm excited to do this. Yeah. And this will be also my first experience.
It's gonna change you. It's gonna change you.
This would be also my first experience with chili. So I'm very excited.
We're gonna fix that. We are gonna fix that. This is a good segue too because and if you've been watching this far along, I assume that you know at this point that we're a news podcast.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully we didn't waste too much of your time with the specifics of our hot dogs.
It's been a little bit, give us a little leeway.
But it's a decent enough segue, I think, because I was in Washington, D.C., and what has been going on in Washington, D.C. for the past week? Well, politics have been happening in Washington, D.C. for the past week, past days. I wanted to start out with something here that I found. I don't know if I find it like funny or shocking or probably more a mix of the both. But today, as we're recording, the Thursday, March 19th, 2026, yeah. In case you're wondering, this is
years later.
2026, yeah. It's good. It's good for archival purposes.
Yep, 7:13 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Donald Trump hosted the leader of Japan, the prime minister, and he made a interesting comment about Pearl Harbor.
Yes, he did.
So I say that, and I'm sure that your mind is racing with what could he have possibly said. Well, it's maybe actually kind of exactly what you think he might say it. Because at this point, expectations are like, okay, he said something crazy, and he did. So here's what he said. So for the New York Times says he was responding to a question about why Japan and other allies had received no advance notice of U.S. and the Israeli assault on Iran. Donald Trump said, quote, "We didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan, okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor, okay? Right?" And he said, "You believe in surprise, I think, much more so than us."
Oh my God. He's like really hammering it in. Like it's like he's holding a grudge.
Yeah, I know.
Like it feels like he was there at Pearl Harbor. Like
and it like he didn't say it in a serious way, which is almost like makes it more confusing because it's like it's like a nudge, like, hey, remember when you killed thousands of Americans back in 1941?
Yeah. There's no reason to make a joke about it.
Yeah. And it overshadowed everything else they talked about clearly because there's no coverage about anything else that happened in this meeting.
I don't even know why they were there. All I know is about this one thing, that uncomfortable thing that Trump said.
And they just say that the reaction from Japan's prime minister, whose name is Sanai Takaichi, I try to pronounce that correctly. I probably didn't. But it said she just kind of like took a deep breath and didn't say anything after Donald Trump said that.
Sense.
Which makes sense. Because what do you really...
I think that happened every time Trump said something, though.
What? Well, probably yes. What is the response to that though? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that we did that.
Yeah, that's on the chin. That's my bad.
I'm sorry that we did that to you, Donald Trump, who, for as old as you are, we're still not alive during Pearl Harbor. Yeah, we're sorry.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's honestly nothing to say. Like, if the prime minister had laughed or joked with it too, it'd been worse. But honestly, the prime minister did exactly what they should have done.
Yeah.
Just sigh, act like it didn't happen, and continue. It's exactly like if at the dinner table Pearl Harbor gets mentioned to like some old person. You're just like, yeah.
I like the New York Times article here draws a parallel to Barack Obama, and they said like when he visited the site of the attack with the former prime minister at the time, he offered condolences, quote, to the souls of those who lost their lives here. So we've gone from that to like, yeah, you
remember that time?
So yeah, you guys like surprises too, am I right?
You know what I mean? Like, Jesus.
Oh, she actually, I didn't even see this until just now. So,
breaking news.
So they have a reaction here from Mireya Solis, who is the director of the Center for Asian Policy Studies at the Brookings Institution of Washington. She said Mr. Trump's remarks were, quote, unusual and a shock. The purpose of this visit is to emphasize the shared vision to strong bonds that unite Japan and the United States, not the divisive past and the bitter rivalry and conflict of the war. Which, I mean, yeah, but you know, when you have a guy like this who I feel like is pretty well documented, has basically been losing his mind very publicly over the past year, it's not that much of a surprise. Something else that I wanted to bring up now, and you can say what you were going to say because I actually have to look this up.
Well, I was going to say, I was like, a shock is the wrong way to put it. Is it unusual? Yes. Is it crazy? Yes. It's not a shock that he would say this.
No, it's not at all.
Like when I hear that Trump is joking about Pearl Harbor, like, it was like, oh, of course that happened. Because what other crazy headline could happen next?
So also in the world of foreign policy, okay. So everybody's familiar with what the United States did to Venezuela 2 or 3 months ago at this point, back in January. So if you're not a baseball fan, you probably or maybe haven't been paying super close attention to the World Baseball Classic, which at this point is over. Venezuela actually won the World Baseball Classic. But prior to them beating the United States in the final, they had defeated Italy to advance to the final. So this Truth Social post that I'm about to read to you comes from like a couple days ago at this point. When Venezuela won the game that advanced them to the final, Donald Trump took it upon himself to go on a Truth Social, which he does quite often, as we know. He put out a post that says, this is good. He says, wow, exclamation point. Venezuela defeated Italy tonight, 4-2 in the WBC, in parentheses, baseball, semifinal. They are looking really great. Good things are happening to Venezuela lately. I wonder what this magic is all about. Question mark. Statehood 51 anyone? President Donald J. Trump.
I wonder what magic. Like, bro.
He's taking credit for their baseball team winning.
They couldn't have done this without Trump.
That's insane. That's crazy.
He acted like he threw the first pitch. Like this guy, you were not there.
He's acting like he came in middle relief.
He's the closer.
Yeah. And also as if that is grounds for like, you know what? I was on the fence before, but these guys are really good at baseball. Statehood, anyone?
It's like, all right, now that they won baseball.
Yeah,
we'll consider.
I mean, well, look. Since he posted this, they won the whole damn thing.
Yeah,
so they might be getting annexed next week. By the time you're watching this, we might have a 51st state.
Dude.
So
we have so many states coming up too.
We do. It's exciting, isn't it?
Canada, Venezuela, Greenland, maybe Cuba.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
actually,
that's a whole. Right there, but still. Glad to hear Venezuela might be our 51st state.
So that would add up to what? 4 total. 4 new ones?
Cuba, Venezuela, Greenland, and Canada.
Canada, yeah. And then you could even, if you're feeling cute about it, you could even say Canada, like you keep the provinces that they already have.
Ooh.
So maybe we have like a dozen more.
That'd be crazy.
Why not, right?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
At this point, fuck it, yeah.
You know, hey, not for nothing. And don't tell Trump this because he might actually use this as an excuse. But we remember what Canada did in the War of 1812. They burned down the White House.
We won't forget.
Actually, I forget if it was the Canadians or the British, but they were involved in it somehow. And
This is a Trump level.
And I've not.
Go after
and I haven't forgotten. You know, why didn't they tell me that they plan on attacking the White House in 1812? Dude. In the same way that why didn't they tell Trump they were going to attack Pearl Harbor?
Exactly, dude. What the fuck?
So yeah,
I know
it's
that
like
the 51st meeting. When Canada becomes a 51st state, Trump's like, hey, remember that time?
Yeah.
Remember that time you burned down the White House? Huh?
So this is good too. So we're covering all our bases here. So we spoke to good, right? So we just talked about Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, we were talking about Japan, which Japan is not currently actually in the process of becoming a state.
Yes.
Which I'd be open to it. Hey guys, I know we have a lot of Japanese viewers, so just consider it something to consider.
Mm-hmm.
So you brought up Cuba, which is really good. I'm glad you did because I have an article from CBS News pulled up here, headlined as Trump floats. As Trump floats, quote unquote, taking Cuba, island's president warns any aggression will be met with, quote, impregnable resistance.
Impregnable? What are these? Come on.
So yeah, let me see. Mr. Trump.
I was doing a little research on Cuba today about this whole thing. So I know what I'm talking about here. Slightly.
So what is going on if you know anything about it?
Basically, the U.S. is doing like an oil blockade.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently for the last 3 months, Cuba has not received any oil. They stopped Venezuela. I know from sending any oil. I don't think any other countries have even tried because they just know that they stopped Mexico as well. The U.S. did, and I don't understand the exact reasoning behind it. Besides taking it,
yeah.
Trump seems to.
I mean, look. Under this administration, that probably is just the reason.
Yeah, that's enough reasoning.
They just kind of want it.
I think that honestly, like Trump in the Oval Office is a big map, and he throws a dart in the Western Hemisphere, and he's like, "I want that one."
So yeah, so what's next? If that's what's going on, what do we think is next? My guess, we have to place bets. The world. Well, probably at some point. He's gonna
turn Cuba into Israel too. That's my
my prediction is that he forgets Puerto Rico is actually a part of the United States, and he invades Puerto Rico.
He's gonna invade Alaska.
That's my that is my prediction. But that's a good one for you too.
I'll put money on Alaska.
So Marco Rubio said about Cuba, quote, Cuba has an economy that doesn't work and a political and governmental system that can't fix it. So they have to change dramatically. What they announced yesterday is not dramatic enough. It's not going to fix it. So they got some big decisions to make over there. So it's almost like, hey, you guys clearly can't make decisions for yourself, but like, who could? Who could?
What is this whole thing? I know there's been this whole idea with America just coming in and trying to fix the government and fucking everything up. But for some reason, Trump is on a rampage. He wants to fix everything. He wants to fuck up the entire world right now.
But like Marco Rubio, like saying that about Cuba, it's the diplomatic equivalent of like, "Where's my hug?" You know what I mean? Like, nobody is asking for this. Like, no one.
I don't remember anyone saying anything about Cuba.
Like, you're the only person. Like, yeah.
I don't know what if I'm like. What if I was the shadow president of Cuba? I don't know.
It's crazy because this is a conversation that was happening like back in like the early 1900s, like 1902, 1903, during like the Spanish-American War. Like nobody in the entire country of the United States of America since 1904 probably has even considered the idea of like, what if we took over Cuba?
What if Cuba was ours?
His foreign policy advisors are like basically cracking open like push textbooks and like just like taking inspiration from shit that has already happened.
We already tried to do this, bro. Run it back.
So another funny part about this for Cuba, Donald Trump, quote, hinted during a White House event that, quote, we'll be doing something with Cuba very soon.
Jesus.
A day earlier, the president floated the idea of, quote, taking Cuba in some form, after saying last month a, quote, friendly takeover of Cuba was possible. How deranged do you have to be to talk about friendly takeovers of, like, just a sovereign country that doesn't want that to happen?
What about this is friendly? Yeah. And, like, right now in Cuba, too, they're experiencing, like, huge blackouts. Like,
yeah, I think one happened today, actually. Yeah.
Did it really? Yeah, like, I know that's a big thing. Like, whole parts of the country are just not only out of oil, there's just no energy. All lights are off. It's completely dark.
Yeah. So
it seems very friendly over there, so...
We're going to take it over in a very friendly way.
Of course.
In a very, very friendly way. So, there's no updates, guys, unfortunately, on Greenland and or Canada.
Still no work.
But the Canadians in particular, I would urge you to strongly consider it.
Yeah, they're being a little weird about it.
You're being... Like, it's kind of like giving me the ick a little bit.
You're making a big deal out of it. It's like honestly just like...
Yeah.
It's the best country in the world.
Yeah. You're close enough to us anyways.
I mean, Canada, if you want to be arrogant, go ahead, honestly.
Yeah, it's like, do whatever, man. Whatever. I don't care.
LeBron.
We're good.
We're good.
So, if we want to come back into our own wonderful borders here, which again, Canada, you're welcome. We have a new nominee for the Secretary of Homeland Security,
So excited.
which we touched on the last time. This process has been ongoing, and probably still will be by the time this goes up.
Oh my God,
So the candidate to replace Kristi Noem, who we all loved, and
she will be missed.
and we hope that she's doing good in her new position as
Her new
director of the Shield of the Americas.
new
or whatever
made-up
it was.
position, yeah.
Yeah, and you made a position. They probably have her somewhere, like filling out,
In a closet, like doing paperwork.
yeah, or just like coloring inside the lines of a coloring book or something, if she's lucky. So, Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, who has a great first name, because if you're unfamiliar, Mark Wayne is not two different names.
Oh, is
so
it not?
if you look here, yeah.
Wow.
So his first name Mark Wayne is one word, which just to me is kind of funny.
That is kind of funny. Mark.
But he's an Oklahoma Republican senator, and he has in his hearings tried to project more of like a moderate tone, which is interesting, but also definitely just very kind of calculated.
Yeah.
Like I would have to think that he's been told to not be as abrasive as Kristi Noem by probably most people within his party.
Yeah.
Because Kristi Noem just was very, very unpopular, I think, even among many Republicans.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting process. He promised to work with Democrats and Republicans. He said, quote, "If you call me, you're going to get a response. If you text me, you're going to get a response," which is, good and all, but at the same time, like, yeah. Like, you would hope so.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, so when someone like calls you or asks you something, you're gonna answer. I'm glad to know.
Yeah. That is, I guess, also kind of like they're telling on themselves with, like, I guess Kristi Noem just probably didn't.
Just ghosted people.
She was too busy filming commercials in front of
right.
the not Washington Monument. What? Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. Yeah. My brain is melting along with everybody else in this country. I'm sorry. But yeah, he said that, and one of the main things that the New York Times article notes here is that he said that, or the article says that after months in which the Trump administration vocally defended the use of administrative warrants being different than like judicial warrants.
Yeah.
Mr. Mullen signaled that he would be willing in most cases to require officers to obtain such permission from judges, which is like, again, like, yeah, like so
like.
So you do plan, or at least you're saying that you plan on following the Constitution
And doing your job.
And doing your job.
These all.
So, okay. So I'm glad that we're back to like the baseline, but it's like, okay.
What are you going to actually be doing?
Yeah.
That's not just your job.
Yeah.
That's expected. No, honestly, maybe we should just take what we get.
Yeah. I mean,
if I hear someone in the administration that's actually about to do their
if
job
it,
correctly, then
we,
it's like, okay.
well, you're exactly right. We're so starved that if we actually end up getting this, it's like, okay, it's an improvement.
I guess. Thank you.
Yeah. So he also said that he would be more willing to work with cities that are so-called sanctuary cities. Donald Trump has vilified these multiple times over. Mm-hmm. And when somebody says sanctuary cities, they're basically just referring to like cities, jurisdictions that do not have laws that force them to work with like ICE, DHS, like CBP, things like that. Yeah. So he said he'd be more willing to work with them. He had an interesting quote about it. He said, "These law enforcement, and I would even say these mayors, they still love their communities. They still love their cities. They still love this country. So maybe it is a misunderstanding we can work by, and I'm going to start with that. That's what I'm going to start with." Which, again, is like, I mean, even that is like a tone where it's like, okay, like, it's good to hear that there's going to be some, like, maybe cooperation here, like, not just... not Kristi Noem style politics, but it was which was what came before. But again, it's like, maybe it's a misunderstanding. I don't know if people are really misunderstanding. I don't think people misunderstood it too much when they saw 2 Americans get shot and killed by ICE. I don't think there's much misunderstanding there.
Yeah, no.
Let's not gloss over this. You know what I mean?
Like Kristi Noem wasn't fully aware of what was going on. Yeah,
exactly. So it's a different tone. It's interesting. It's like, I wouldn't even say promising. I would more so just say like, basically like, okay, if we can get to the baseline again.
Yeah. Let's just hope for that.
That would be better.
Look, the less I see his name in the news, honestly, the better. Probably.
That's very true.
If this is the last time I see the name Mark Wayne,
mm-hmm.
I'll be a very happy man.
We can probably take that as a good thing but I somehow doubt that that's the case. I somehow do doubt that that's the case, because if you're unfamiliar with Mark Wayne Mullen, I think I mentioned this before. If you have seen a clip at some point in the past of a senator challenging somebody in the Senate to a fight, which have you seen that actually?
I have seen that.
So that's him.
I was not actually aware that was him.
That is him.
But
and he likes to wear cowboy hats too, so he's fun. He's a little bit of a fun guy, you know. He has that going for him too.
I think that's what the White House has been missing, just a fun guy.
Yeah. And in relation to Alex Preddy and Renee Good, Mr. Mullen said he regretted calling Alex Preddy, quote, so he said he regretted this. He said he regrets calling Alex Preddy, quote, a deranged individual that came in to cause max damage.
Oh my God.
It's like... and just walking back a statement so extreme is just really funny to me.
Easy to say now that you're going for that job. Like, what I said, that's my bad. I didn't mean to say that.
He, quote, acknowledged that he had rushed to judgment without knowing the facts.
Sounds all right.
Yeah. Which,
not surprising in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you seem like a great applicant for the...
But this stands in stark contrast to Kristi Noem, who, quote, recently refused to apologize for her characterization of Mr. Preddy as a domestic terrorist. So again... We're getting better here, people.
Yeah, you know what?
We're not really, but we can tell ourselves that we are.
Like, we're going from maybe a garbage bin that was on fire to maybe someone. It's like a little. There's some sparks, but it's not fully inflamed yet, and so I'm cool with that.
With the potential to catch right back on fire.
Who knows? The wind may shift and the whole trash can might be on fire, but we'll just have to see on that one.
You know, let's hope that Mark Wayne here. Mark Wayne. Or wait, so since it's one word, do you say it's like Mark Wayne?
Mark Wayne.
Because like Mark Wayne is like 2 words, but it's 1 word. So is it Mark Wayne?
I imagine it's just, you would just say as quickly as you possibly can, like Mark Wayne.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Mark Wayne. Okay. Mark Wayne.
Mark Wayne.
So hopefully when Mark Wayne gets in charge, if he gets in charge, it looks like he will. Yeah. Which by the way, I think our favorite senator John Fetterman voted for his confirmation. Which again, 2 of these for you, man. Can't wait to vote against you. But yeah.
Wait, so is it really even anybody else like that's a contender?
Oh no. That's not how this works. It's like if they denied him, which again, they're not going to, because the Senate and the House is Republican controlled.
I guess you're right.
But he would just have somebody else, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
So, you know, but yeah, that's what's going on currently with the DHS situation. So we'll keep you availed of that if there's any further updates within the next weeks. Within the next week. Yeah, within the next weeks. I don't know why I said
next few weeks.
Next few weeks. I'm tripping over my own tongue here. Anyways, so you might be interested. Well, I was interested because I know we talk about it kind of regularly. Yeah. What are President Trump's approval ratings right now? Because the war in Iran has been ongoing, and there are updates on that. It's tough to talk about it on the podcast because with something like that, like the podcast like has a pretty quick turnaround, all things considered. Like we get this up like 2 or 3 days after it's recorded. But with something like the war in Iran, it's tough to talk about because things are always developing.
Yeah, and like literally like a few hours ago something was different and now it's this. Like
exactly.
It's all, even in the day.
So as of right now, Donald Trump has said that he's not going to send actual like soldiers on the ground into Iran, which is something he's kind of stood by.
Thank God.
Since the beginning, which is like, yeah. At the same time, though, it's been said that privately he's like considered it. So who knows? But he also said, and I saw this in a New York Times article, that he said something to the effect of, even if I was going to do it, I wouldn't tell you. Which is like, that's reassuring. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
He was like, we're not doing it, but even if I was, I wouldn't tell you.
Don't worry. If it was gonna happen, I'd lie about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to worry at all.
Yeah. So I only bring up the war in Iran because the war in Iran is very unpopular. I'm sure you can tell. So you may be wondering, and I was wondering, how does this affect his approval ratings? It doesn't seem like, as of right now, it's affected it too much, but that is not to say that his approval ratings are high at all, because they just haven't been in any way for the past few months. So New York Times, what they're doing here is kind of aggregating a lot of the polls.
Okay.
And what the New York Times has as of today, which is March 19th, is a disapproval rating of 55%, which is significant. So well over half of Americans are actively disapproving of the job he's doing.
Okay.
Whereas only 41% are actively approving of the job he's doing as president.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, 41%, like, you can look at it and it's like, that's crazy that 41% of Americans are still like, yeah, this is okay.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah, that sounds right.
it is crazy. But when you talk about presidential approval ratings, that is, like, very, very low. That is not good at all. Like, and if you're talking about a situation where the war is drawn out, if gas prices continue to go up, which... And again, this is why it's so difficult to talk about, because I was reading articles, headlines, whatnot, where the gas price, like, today within the last couple of hours actually went down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't, and again, it's like I haven't been outside of this room like since I read that headline, so I don't actually know. What I do know is that yesterday I got gas and it was $3.99 a gallon, which is very expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a good while since it's been that high.
Yeah.
I would even say since Biden.
Like COVID, probably,
yeah, COVID,
or like Ukraine. They were pretty high after Ukraine. I remember that.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah.
So, and I'm sure there's stats about that. I'm not sure about it. I can look that up later. But you're talking about an approval rating of 41%, where if the war continues to drag on, if things get worse with the situation with the war, if prices continue to go up, if gas stays expensive, things like that. An approval rating of 41%, you're talking about a situation where if it goes below 40%, that is like, if the alarm has not already been sounded for this administration, that is like a red alert if approval ratings go below 40%. So something to keep an eye on there.
Not that anything, not that anything they do is probably going to change, but
no, definitely not. No, absolutely not.
Never.
The
American people?
No, and President Trump has really never done anything wrong.
Honestly, I can't even really think about like boiling all together. Probably top 5 president. I'm being dumb. Top 1.
Top 2, because like it is a question of like, is this one better or was his first one better? So that's what you really have to consider, because we know what the top 2 is.
Yeah.
But we can definitely have a healthy debate as to which one was better.
Of course, and in the next term it'll be top 3. We'll have to figure that out too. Yeah. A lot going on.
And if you wanted specifics, actually, I just found this on New York Times website.
Okay.
Specifically as it pertains to the war itself, how much of the American public supports this war? Mm-hmm. So they actually provide a lot of good statistics here. So World War II was supported by 97% of the American public. No, obviously, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a no-brainer.
The Afghanistan war, 92%, because that was right after 9/11, and it makes a lot of sense that a lot of people were very supportive of that.
And I bet you over time that may have gone down.
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah. So as you kind of get like lower here, There's the Korean War, 75%, even that's like very high. Mm-hmm. But the Libya intervention is the first time you see below 50%. That's at 47% from 2011. Yeah. So the Iran war is very uniquely unpopular. It shares his approval rating. The Iran war is only approved by 41% of the American public.
41%.
It probably is. Yeah, because if you're supporting the Iran war, you probably are also supporting Donald Trump. So it kind of makes sense that it's the same number.
Yeah.
But the fact that well over half of the American public, 59%, do not approve of this war is crazy.
That is insane.
And it just goes to show, like, there's a lot of stuff with it.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the ties with Israel.
Yeah.
And, this has been a big thing that, the whole theory or idea that, like, Israel kind of roped the U.S. into this war. And I have that, like, a headline here. That was published today. That says
I wanted to talk about this actually, so I'm glad you have it up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is a good segue then in a sense, but that they denied it. Like Israel did deny they any idea that they dragged the U.S. into this war, which take it with the heaviest grain of salt you can ever imagine. But
the thing is like, okay, obviously, like not a fan of Israel, but the accountability does come back to like the Trump administration at the end of the day.
Oh my God!
Like,
yeah, you can't.
Even if Netanyahu was like, please do this for us, please, Trump. Like, it is your job as the president of the United States to not be like, oh, okay. Like, this is like, it's so exhausting because why are we doing what they want?
Why is Israel holding the U.S. by the balls right now?
Like, they really are. They really are.
They want. I don't get it. I mean, Israel must have something on Trump.
I mean, nobody's been talking about the Epstein files recently, so and that's another thing
that
too.
Be it too. I mean, it could just be that like Israel's like, hey, want to do this thing real quick, and Trump's like, anything, anything, whatever you want, I'll do it, just as long as people want to talk about Epstein files. And you're right. That's honestly a great point. I didn't even think. The last few episodes that we've been talking about Epstein files, I didn't even think about it right now.
Do you want to distract from allegations of sexual abuse?
By
Start a war in the Middle East. It's
kill a few
easy.
thousand people. Yeah,
It's easy.
Then people will forget
Yeah.
how shitty of a person you are.
There's also the funny thing that I was reading about this morning where Donald Trump said he consulted with one of the living presidents about the war in Iran.
Yeah.
Which there's 4, and it's Barack Obama, it's George W. Bush, why am I forgetting? Bill Clinton. Who's the 4th one? Joe Biden. Joe Biden. I'm telling you that I'm telling you that my brain's melting. So it's Joe Biden, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton.
How did I also forget about Joe Biden?
So Donald Trump said he consulted with one of the living, which is funny that he didn't specify which one.
Because we know it wasn't Biden.
But here's the thing.
Wait, hold on.
No. So he said he consulted one of the 4 living presidents. Every single one of their spokespeople has come out and said that it was not them. All 4 of the living presidents had a spokesperson come out.
Talk to the ghost of Teddy Roosevelt to help him out with this one.
He genuinely had like a Benadryl hallucination that he talked to like Harry Truman.
I wish it was a Benadryl one. I think it's just a regular old person hallucination he had talking to. I like he's in the Oval Office like talking to him. He was like.
So it really does beg the question: who did he talk to? Or rather, who does he think that he talked to?
I can imagine the Oval Office. He's like talking. He's like, I don't know. What do you think, George Washington? Anyway.
Do you guys think it could have been like a ghost in the White House?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The ghost of Woodrow Wilson consulted him on the assault on Iran.
He was in the bath and he saw Taft right there across from him in the bath, and he's like, "What do I do?"
That's an image I don't want in my head. Is Donald Trump in the bath? You know, we may or may not have somebody who is seeing things running the country, so it's great. And, you know, what better way to commemorate such a president than putting him on a coin, on a gold coin.
Ooh.
Which is something that we talked about, I think, last year, actually.
I don't know if we...
It's quite a while ago.
It was quite a while ago that the Trump coin has been brought up, but I'm glad to hear it. I'm
but
glad.
he had a gold coin with his face on it approved by his hand-picked arts commission.
Of course.
And we can put a picture of it up here. It looks so stupid. I'm telling you that this looks so stupid. Like,
so menacing.
It's like he thinks it's so tough, and it's not. Like,
he does think it's really tough.
When in reality, it looks like he's just actively shitting his pants. That's what this coin looks like.
That's honestly a good way to put it.
Not to mention the fact that I can find the specific one here. So the New York Times cites an 1866 law called the Thayer Amendment, which has been like basically the way that things have been done, right? Yeah. So it states, quote, only the portrait of a deceased individual may appear on United States currency and securities. Which, you know, pretty...
Makes sense.
Pretty straightforward there.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Doesn't really argue about that.
It does make sense because this was a part of the whole philosophy of not wanting American presidents to look like kings.
Exactly.
Kings, queens, royalty, etc.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you have a living individual on your currency, what does that look like? It looks like you have a king.
Yeah, it looks just
right?
like that.
So this the amendment's very straightforward in saying that living people cannot be on currency. Now, of course, they're looking for, you know, loopholes and whatnot, and they found a few that they're citing here.
Oh my God.
But yeah, they've moved forward with it. It doesn't mean that it's going to get minted at this point, but they approve the design, which is just pretty. I don't know. I was gonna say funny, and it is a little funny. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I had too much else on the agenda for today. It's a lot of things going on in the world.
The biggest stuff happening right now is with everything with Iran, and so I guess because of the whole time stuff with us filming us actually releasing the episodes, we can't talk on it too much, but it is something to stay informed on. Of course, there's so much going on, so checking the news whenever you can just to see whatever headlines are popping up. And,
yeah,
because it's getting really hectic.
I do know that in a lot of places, we didn't talk about it too much today, but we talked about it actually 2 or 3 weeks ago. But primaries are ongoing.
That's right.
They're happening at different times in different states. Pennsylvania's, I think, I want to say is sometime in April. I should know when that is, but they're going to be coming up here in Pennsylvania. So yeah, things are continuously happening. Of course. But just make sure that wherever you are, when the time comes to make your voice heard on all these things to do so.
Yeah.
So
and you just stay informed on it. It's this is no like small thing going on. This is huge.
Yeah.
And we are directly involved in it.
yeah, because at the end of the day, why do you think Mark Wayne is trying to be so moderate and level-headed? Is because they know that, at least as of right now, they're in the shitter for midterms.
Yeah, he's probably looking at his approval ratings and going like, "Oh, what am I going into?"
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, why did I say
They
this?
they all know that they're on a sinking ship, and they're doing their best to
appear as moderate.
They either want to plug the sinking ship, which I don't think is going to happen, but you see a lot of the smarter rats are leaving the ship.
Yes.
Marjorie Taylor Greene being one of them.
Yeah.
First time and probably only time I'll ever describe Marjorie Taylor Greene as smart.
Yeah, and giving her any props at all. This is one time.
Marjorie Taylor Brown actually is the nickname.
Right. Yeah.
Is who I should.
Incredible nickname.
Yeah.
God,
like rotting grass. That's what he said.
That's just like rotting grass.
and it's a smart nickname too. So, but anyways,
well, I hope you enjoyed, and
we certainly enjoyed. We always enjoy. We have a great time.
Of course.
Yeah. So, have a great week. We will be back with you next week because we are not on spring break anymore.
No
We're
more
back.
Spring break. Yeah.
So
we'll enjoy the rest of the semester as much as we can every week.
Every single week.
You make it sound like a short. Every week.
Well, senioritis.
See, I guess you're right.
But I digress.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great one. Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.